I wanted to talk about, since I just posted me at the event with Kamala Harris, what that was like, okay, leading up to the event. First of all, the event was fabulous. She had all her pictures up on the screen with everybody she'd been with and places she had visited. But honey, just to get there, sometimes you don't know what a person has to go through before they arrive somewhere. Nobody talks about that sometimes. So this past Thursday, I attended a conversation with Kamala Harris at the Old National Center. Honey, a day prior, the storm knocked out my internet at the house. And I rely on Uber for transportation, and the outage left me scrambling. Okay. Adding to the challenge, I had just had mouth surgery. I'm still recovering from mouth surgery. I had ice packs on my head because I had a headache by that time. Okay. And my cheek. And from where I had surgery in my mouth. And I was calling friends for prayers and rides. After what I felt like an eternity, the internet finally returned an hour later than expected, and I realized I had missed my 7 a.m. class. I've been going to class daily in regards to the real God is not in the Bible by Reverend Valerie Love. We are covering the entire Bible, not just the entire Bible. We are covering, we're in Enoch right now. As a matter of fact, just to keep up with her, I bought the book of Enoch. So while she's reading, I can be highlighting and making my own notes. So we are also covering the Crypta, the Gnostic text, the Kabbalah, the Zohar, the Moses hidden books. We're also discussing numerology and angelology. All right, just to give you an idea. And that's at 7 a.m. every morning. Okay, so, except I don't go on once a month because I have a Wednesday meeting, second Wednesday of each month at 7 a.m. So once online, I head to the library to finish a few things for my latest CD, Cosmic Orgasms. And I just put one out as well on accentuating curves and assassination hips um, to match the vibe of my book, Accentuating Curves and Assassination Hips. Hello, Oliver. I-71. Oh, thank you. Isaac Lewis used 7R. Catone M first. It says, I look gorgeous. Thank you, darling. Hello to all of you, darlings. Thank you for joining so much. I appreciate you. All right. So finally, the internet was restored after I had gone through all these changes in the morning, the day of. And I was like, I'm going to have to, and I haven't taken the bus in a very long time, but I was like, if I got to, I will put on my tennis shoes and I will walk to the bus stop and figure it out from there. But I didn't have to do that. Excuse me, I got a little cold. All right. So I got ready on my back porch doing my hair and makeup in red, white, blue, and gold, my blue lips and red nails, which I need to redo my nails. Paired with a black A-line skirt, my Kamala shirt, and crystallized gem. My shirt arrived about noon the same day. Wasn't supposed to come till Friday because I was doing some serious praying. Oh, Scarlet Lover 12367. Hello, darling. She says, hello, pretty. Can I get a shout out? Please, 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 please. Of course, my love. Thank you for the hearts. Oliver I-70I. So I did not know, I learned a lot of lessons. I did not know that you could not carry books into the Old National Theater. Honey, I carry my books everywhere. I had my Kabbalah book ready, which I got highlighted all over the place. I had my magic books with me because I'm always carrying my magic books and everything with me. I had my Enoch book with me. They was like, I got to the door. I found out what you're not supposed to have in theater when I took a screenshot, or I took a picture, not a screenshot. at the door of items that you're not supposed to have inside. That's how that day was going. So I met a lady while I was standing in line before they were supposed to search me. And the lady said, I've been coming here since my 20s. And she says, I've been here drunk a whole lot of nights. I can tell you what you're not supposed to bring, what you can bring, where you can hide stuff. So, honey, I got a 30 impromptu let's hide and reposition and restructure everything in these 30 seconds before you go through this detector. That's what I got. So I was taking stuff out of bags, folding bags up. I had my little star bag with me looking like the United States of America. The purse wasn't as big as this book. Matter of fact, I can't even fit the book in the purse. The purse is smaller than the size of this book. I was putting books behind me. I was stuffing the little purse with the bag I had brought in. I took my stilettos out the bag. I was carrying my stilettos. I said, Lord have mercy if I had brought. And I had a shirt on me as well because I changed shirts when I was at the library earlier. So I got a crash course on how to get in and not have to surrender my books or products that you're not supposed to. And then when I got inside and I got my book, because I purchased my autograph book ahead of time. And it's a good thing I did because that line, oh my God, that line was so long. So you got to wait a long line to get into the building. And then if you didn't order your products ahead of time, you had to order, you had to stand in a whole other line once you got there. Now I had wanted to do a meet and greet, but I didn't find out Kamala was coming into town until weeks later when it was being advertised in marketing. When I called the theater, because I couldn't download the tickets on my phone, I had to go to the box office same day. I had to buy them. I had to come to the library to buy them, and then because it wouldn't do it on my phone for some reason. I don't know why. And so when I called her and I asked her what was going on, and then I bought the tickets, she said Kamala sold out the same day for all her meet and greet tickets, the day that it was announced she was coming to Indianapolis. So I didn't stand a chance there. Uh, and I didn't know how much something like that would cost, but 311 is what it cost. So about $300. Oh, thank you, Oliver. Hello, Samuel Jenny 6652 GWYNNE 6652. Hello, sweetheart. Oh, thank you for the medals. And then so yes, now I went to the box. I waited in line, and after I got the how I was supposed to sneak in, the guard said, um, I said, "Where's the box office?" Because I don't know where the box office is. The box office required me to get out of that long line. I just was in. So I go to the box office people. I said, listen, I can't bring up these tickets and I need to hook up to the internet. They said you got the internet here. So she hooked me up to the internet and then she texted me my box office tickets. And then I was able to bring them up then. Then I said, do I got to wait back in this long line? I looked at her. She looked at me because she says, nope, you can just go on right on through there. And I said, oh, praise the Lord. So I went on to the guard who examined me earlier when I took all my stuff out to put in the boxes and they take them across and whatnot. And they let me right back in line where I was, thankfully, before I went to go get my book. And then I went around the corner. It wasn't too much of walking. I wouldn't advise doing it in heels or stilettos, but just carry them with you if you're going to take pictures or something afterwards. So I went ahead and I was in the middle. I was in the orchestra. So I went and the people I was in line with, I ended up sitting by. She said, didn't I just see you in line? I said, yes, ma'am, you did. We ended up sitting by each other the whole show. That was just so awesome. I couldn't have worked it out any better. And so, yeah, so I watched all the screen things that they had up there before Kamala came on. They came on time. Amen. And it was an hour. I wasn't sure how long it was going to last because I I had arranged for a ride afterwards because I didn't know how packed it was going to be. I didn't know what the internet was going to be like. I don't like a lot of surprises when it comes to me being able to leave. So I arranged my ride ahead of time the day before to pick me up from the National Theater, and we had agreed upon a price, and we decided we was gonna go get something to eat on afterwards, and I took some more pictures there with her. Oh, by the way, she'll be interviewing me on the 21st of March, Miss Tawana Ray. Nice young lady. And more details on that coming. But I wanted to share with you all the behind the scene that happened before I even got to the theater, through the line, and afterwards. Now, Kamala and the doctor, they did do a picture of the whole audience after. I looked for it last night when I came in, but I didn't find it, so I'll have to look some more. But uh, it would be exciting to see me in it once I finally find it, wherever it is. But yeah, I had a great time. I hadn't been. Last place I went was to see Avatar, and before that was to see Ghostbusters. And I don't watch much TV. I do a lot of YouTubing, like I'm doing right now, either talking, exploring, or learning or reading. So yes, but yeah. Uh, and then I will have the playlist in order for you later. I had one up, it came down for some reason, but that's okay. I'm gonna add this video to it. In my original video, when I was shocked by everything going on, and then I got to download a few other things. But so far, I got 15 videos, I believe, on the playlist. So that's what I'm working on. For those of you all who followed me in regards to the Galactic 40 Money Mantras for the Galactic Soul, I'm still working on, I'm actually working on song mantras to go with the book, and I'm going to do a part one and a part two. Part one with the basics, and part two to include the galactic signatures and an explanation. But you got to understand the basics first before we get to the explanation. Oh, thank you, darling. Hello, Mystical Harmony 1118. Oh, awesome. Latvia, shout out, sweetheart. Well, I'm going to go ahead and end this session. Thank you so much for tuning in, Love Tubers. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your Sunday. Mwah.